Hello and welcome back to Fandio Mini Masterpiece Presents Wandavision. I'm your host, Alex. And I'm Judson, your co-host, who's nothing but respective of your creative vision. You're so smart and talented and funny, Alex. I love it when you're the host. Why, thank you, Judson. As you remembered the last episode, Wanda's kids aged up and they adopted and lost a dog in the same day. Wanda and Vision were starting to fight, and the weirdest thing was...
What are you doing?
Judson, you weren't supposed to see this.
What's that thing on your hand?
Nothing. I was just practicing for our recording session later.
Practicing what? What the hell is that thing?
My co-host? It's an effigy out of mud I made of you. I call it Mudson.
Ah, okay. So you and I can unpack this never. Let's just act like adults, push our feelings down until we run out of TV to watch, okay? It's episode 6, a brand new Halloween Spooktacular, everybody. Hitting play at the end of the recap in 3, 2, 1.
There they are. The intro credits. Do you think someone's gone through every frame of this and identified what comic or movie still it's from? They're like, and that, if you pause at the 10th second, that's from this issue of Avengers. This is from that movie. Do you think that there's that YouTube breakdown of this intro credits and it's 10 hours? Yeah.
10 hours would be insane.
It's like a 10
I watch
hour video.
every Marvel movie that's featured in the intro credits.
And read the comics.
Oh my god.
So, by the way, we're in the 90s and 2000s, so we're in Malcolm in the Middle territory.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Frankie
Muniz.
It does really give Malcolm in the Middle. Oh, is the text at the bottom supposed to be like the Friends text?
Yeah. No, I think it's camera. It's just like the camera recording, because it's like the idea that the kid's running around with a camcorder being yelled at by his parents. And I do like that Wanda and Vision are yelling. I also love Agnes with the juicy couture pants. Juicy.
Just volunteering for the butt shot.
Thank you, Catherine Hahn.
As
I love
himself.
Maximoff as himself. Well, everyone's playing themselves here. So this is it's because it's Malcolm in the Middle in the 90s. This is also the era of television where they're doing this because Billy is talking straight to us, the audience, about Halloween, and that's so this time period.
Oh my god, the fourth wall break is so good.
It's so good. Also, Halloween is about dress up and candy.
I'm also
They're
so happy
both
to
right.
see Pietro back. I loved him in the Fox movie. So when I saw him, I legitimately screamed the first time that I saw it.
Yeah, I was just really glad to see him. He has the most iconic scene, and I feel it was one of the few times Fox used a Marvel character just better than the MCU did. And there's controversy of do you like Fox Spider-Man, or this MCU, but people, but I feel Quicksilver in the Fox films was one of the best adaptations of the character. And I love him here being the uncle, rile up the kids figure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he's perfect for it because also him being asleep on the couch is such a perfect uncle move.
The uncle's on the couch. I like that they describe him as a man-child. And I love that she's in her, she's a Sokovian fortune teller, but that's her comic costume. And I think one of the fun facts about the show is when Elizabeth Olsen was cast as Wanda in Avengers Age of Ultron, the director told her, hey, you're going to go home and Google, the Scarlet Witch. You are not going to be wearing that comic costume because it is just a leotard. And in the comic, she doesn't even wear tights. And so it's really fun that they did give her tights and a little more clothing here, but it's really fun to see the comic style costumes here, especially with Vision's comic style costume just being athletic shorts over one of those morph suits that you use for green screening.
The traffic life is beautiful. God, he has just got perfect uncle energy. Is he the same guy that was in American Horror Story?
Yes.
I love
Evan Peters.
Yeah, no, he's a really phenomenal actor. He got so much opportunity with that to grow and expand.
Yeah, I was really hoping, and so were a lot of people, and it didn't happen, so it's not a real spoiler of the show at this point. But we were hoping this was them soft launching the X-Men back into the MCU, and we're like, oh man, we're gonna get Cyclops by the end of this. And it's one of those like while this was running, that was one of the moments where they're like, if you go in episode 1 and you look at that clock, it makes an X with the hands. X-Men confirmed.
Oh man.
So Vision's explained to Wanda that he can't come out to trick-or-treating with the kids tonight because he has to be a neighborhood watch and look out for ne'er-do-wells. And Wanda just pretty much hits him with, that's not what I scripted you to do.
Oh, but I'm
and
telling you now. Oh! The additional fighting's kind of cool too and fits with it, because I know that like in Malcolm in the Middle, you know, the parents are often in conflict. I mean, they like clearly love each other so much, but like it fits very much with the time period that we're in.
Right, and it's one of the things that the show does well in exploring is as their relationship becomes more tense between them, as Vision starts questioning what's going on in Westview, we are pushed into further decades where it would be more acceptable for Wanda and Vision to be fighting with each other this way. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why she pushes forward the decades. Because she's like, man, I need to start fighting with Vision. It's got to be Malcolm in the Middle time.
Oh, what are we going to do with all the shaving cream? Classic
if you have
hijinks.
I also love the classic confusing Billy and Tommy. It's just like, it was Tommy's idea. I'm Billy. Don't you forget it. Oh,
that's
I love the Wolverine style hair.
Oh, that's a classic. They got them both.
It's a classic. Yeah. It's a classic Quicksilver costume, but done with the effort of a guy who said, yeah, I totally have a costume with like 30 seconds before he's heading out of the door in super speed.
Honestly. Some of my favorite costumes are these zero effort costumes. Ooh,
there's
glowing.
The drone. We're back at the Shield camp. The drone's glowing, and Monica and Hayward are getting into it because Wanda's like, "Hey," or sorry, Monica's like, "Hey, maybe drone striking wasn't the answer." And Hayward's like, it sounds like not your call to make.
Right? It's just like, I'm sorry, I thought this was America. Drone striking's always the answer.
I also like where Darcy steps up for Monica and he's like, so which one of you is the sassy gay friend or is the sassy friend? And Agent Wu steps forward and starts talking, and it was just it's me. I'm the sassy friend. I think the biggest missed opportunity is we don't see enough of his interest in stage magic and card tricks. And we had a stage magic episode. Come on, guys. That's his whole thing in Ant-Man.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about that. You're right. That was his whole bit. That is a missed opportunity, but I guess it's because they're so focused on, the other characters. It's rare to see them like miss something with that level of attention to detail though.
Yeah. But I'm glad that they said, "Oh, we need someone from an FBI. Why don't we get the guy from Ant-Man?" People liked him, and it keeps him involved in the universe in a way that makes sense for his character. Because, no, I don't believe Agent Wu and Darcy Lewis would have shown up at the Thanos Snap final battle. But I do believe that they are both qualified to be at this SHIELD investigation area.
Oh my god. See, this is giving going after it like that is insane. But this is giving so much post 9/11 anxiety, treating the blip as that type of a world-changing event that justifies them just doing whatever.
Yeah, and what a cold line to just be like, "Ah, man, good thing you weren't here when your mom died, because you would have disappointed her."
Ooh, got that.
So my favorite part, because they're being led out by guards, and Agent Wu and Monica fight off the guards and subdue them. And Darcy, makes the good joke, why didn't you tell me the plan? But if you look behind them, there's just guards who were patrolling this whole time. They had a full scuffle, I estimate that to be at most 50 feet away from them, 75 at the most. And these guys did not see a full-on, I think there was 6 people there brawling. And that tells me that it's very common for brawls to be happening between people in this camp.
They're all roided out there, they're secret ops. They don't get drug tested.
Oh my god. Take
It's
it drug
nice.
tested to make sure you're on the roids.
Are you taking your
I'm
government
sorry, you were
mandated
clean. We
trim?
can't let you in.
You're underperforming our metrics because of this. Go see the doctor immediately and then hit the gym.
So, fun note that we're on Halloween. Notice that this is the episode right after Vision's like, where are all the kids? Suddenly we have kids shown.
Man.
All I'm saying is Wanda takes good critique when she's writing her sitcoms.
Yeah, she's here for the
She was given
feedback.
and she
would be the
incorporated
one
it.
person checking the suggestions box.
Suggestion box. Let my children out of the house. They're trapped there because of your, weird thing you're doing. Huh, that's fair. Halloween, everyone. I don't care if it's April.
All the candy's gone. How could it happen?
I also like that he's reporting each thing that's happening of them, like stealing the candy, smashing the pumpkin, spraying silly string, before it happens on camera where we're watching them, which means they start downtown at another agent and they end where Wanda is, because Pietro knows it will take that long for the radio message to reach her that he's doing it live as she can see him doing it. And that is a committed prankster.
Yeah, I love the bit always is somebody like reading out whatever they're hearing just so the audience can hear it too.
And so Wanda's like, yeah, but Wanda's like, hey, how
there?
Silly string. We just watched it get sprayed on him.
Yep. No, you're right.
Yeah, but Wanda asks, so how's the patrol going with Vision? And she's talking to Herb, and Herb's like, hey, Vision was off duty tonight. He's not doing anything for us. And she's like, oh, that's weird. And she goes away. And then we cut to Vision, who's walking at the edges of town. And like, there's this woman, and she is just there half putting up a Halloween scene in a loop. And it is so uncanny. Unsettling.
The entire environment, too, is less like visually vibrant. This is a darker section of town. I was actually just thinking about how bright it was in the middle of town. It almost looked like Halloween Town or something. Whereas out here, it genuinely looks like how fall looks.
Oh,
Ooh,
so
commercial time.
This is a yogurt commercial, and it's supposed. It's a great '90s yogurt commercial, and you know that because there is a surfboard riding shark. Also, kind of unsettling claymation.
Magic.
But this is supposed to represent that Wanda and Pietro were the only ones who survived Hydra's experiments on them that turned them into superheroes.
Oh,
and it's Yo Magic brand yogurt, and he's supposed to be representative of everyone who it didn't work on that dies in the program.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we watch him rapidly age, and for me, it reminds me of almost those Brisk commercials where the snowman melts.
Yeah, to be fair, that was not unusual for like my childhood period of commercials.
Oh, can I point out an anachronism?
Oh, please.
This is supposed to be set in the 90s and at most 2000. The Incredibles dropped in 2004, and that's what's on the that's what's on the theater.
Oh, that's all
can I go
the money for.
No, it's actually it's. I appreciate the joke because it's the idea is that's where you have the brother and sister with the weird powers and the super speed, and it is a good joke. But I like that little anachronism when Wanda can control the decades, and she's like, no, but I think The Incredibles is a good movie, so put it on there. Do you want? There's one more anachronism in here that gets called out on. So I believe it's Billy it's Tommy. I think at some point has a beanie with Minecraft, and that won't drop for another decade or so.
Oh wow, yeah. Because like you can kind of get away with The Incredibles because I mean 2004 is within range. I mean Malcolm in the Middle just started in the year 2000 and ran for like 7 seasons, but Minecraft you cannot get away with.
But also, like, I do like that I'm going to say, where I pulled that note? That's from, like, the Marvel version of the Wikipedia page. Like, because you know how we have Wikipedia and then, like, the Marvel-specific Wikipedia? That has that as a note, and I'm just letting you guys know that the Minecraft beanie is anachronistic. That's just very important. It's in the trivia notes. I just that bothered someone watching.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that.
I need to tell everybody about this because I noticed it, and until I tell somebody, I can't get it out of my system.
So, when do you think we're gonna get those sword ponchos as a collectible item you can just buy at a Disney store?
Honestly, it would be a good way to get through the storms. Happen there all the
Like,
time.
yeah, and they have like Marvel specific shops at almost every Disney thing.
Mhm.
Like, their springs, their theme parks, all that. I also like that they show up in their three matching ponchos that say
Yeah,
sword.
his little hat makes him look a lot like an imperial officer there. You know how they had the little gray hats with the brim on them?
Yeah, so they've sucked back in and they're hacking into Hayward's computer and they found out that he's tracking Vision inside of the hex. He's not even looking for Wanda, he's looking for Vision.
Hmm.
And so they're realizing also that at the edge of town, the people are barely moving, which is what we were starting to see.
Right.
And that's where Vision's going. And so, like, we're watching, we are once again watching Darcy Lewis watch WandaVision or watch someone in WandaVision do something. And I love people watching me watch people or listen to me watch people.
One of the biggest things that kind of takes me out whenever I'm watching anything about like government programs is how nice the user interface is. Because my God, every single one I've interacted with is from like Windows ME gray boxes. Like the idea
Yeah.
that they have a multi-point touchscreen and like meters for everything is insane.
You know what that tells me?
Hmm.
That Sword is definitely privately funded and not an actual government agency.
No, this is the reason none of those government agencies have good UIs. All the money's going to
Right.
Sword.
The Sword. They're like, yeah, I know you're having trouble getting a license at the DMV, but don't worry. We are tracking this cyborg through the Wuju wall of wibbly wobbly junk. And
Yeah.
you know how much radiation this is putting off? I had to build so much lead here. Your taxpayer monies are going very well to my projects, and I appreciate you for it.
Oh my God.
Everyone just frozen though.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Has the oh no, what's the thing? The black the where they play this Black Beetle, where they play the song and everybody stands still.
Oh my God. It's what's the so I'm gonna say worst flash mob ever. You could also say, looking at all those people just frozen still like that, that they got the exact opposite idea of what the Harlem Shake should be, and it's because they're a decade, I think, early.
It's in the prep work for the Harlem Shake. They
Harlem
haven't
Shake.
figured out what they're supposed to do yet.
Oh, Visions look to the edge of town. There's a car at the edge of town. Who's in the car? It's your girl.
Who is that? Oh, it's Agnes.
Agnes.
Why is she messing with him?
She's like kind of frozen and just staring off into space. And she's like, "Hey, where's the town square scare?" Which I think they just gave that name to have a tongue twister because that's awful to try to say.
He was making life more difficult for her.
And I like that she's like, "Hey, I took a wrong turn and I got lost." And he's like, "Yeah, but in the town you grew up in?"
Ooh, calling her out.
But she's just staring into distance, like
Mhm.
not moving. And like again, where we've moved from sitcom soundtrack to like the Marvel soundtrack, and he clears her mind like he did with Norm, and she recognizes him as being an Avenger, and he asks the killer question, "What are the Avengers?" And this plays into what we learned last episode, that he doesn't remember anything before WandaVision. And this seems to really surprise her.
Yeah, because like I don't know, that's genuinely fascinating. And also the like, are you here to save us? Knowing what I know about Agnes, it's so like she's clearly still trying to cover for herself.
Right. But also she's here going, "Hey, am I dead?" And he's like, "Why would you think that?" And she's like, "You're dead." And just starts screaming dead at him, which like, God, that has to be unsettling for him, who has
Ugh.
no idea who he is. And the person who can recognize him as who he is calls him out for being dead, which he then now has to take as fact.
Right.
And we do
And-
also know as fact.
But also, like, you've got to question the inconsistency of you're an Avenger, you're here, and you're dead, though, which didn't immediately come to mind for her, which is so strange.
Well, no, but that's where she said, I have to be dead, right? Because you're here. If I'm talking to you, I have to be dead. And that was how she does it. Also, I love that she's dressed as a witch doing the witch cackle.
Yeah, I was
she's
just thinking
losing
about
her mind.
that. It's beautiful foreshadowing of her character.
Yeah, and he puts her mind control back, and she just gives him the okie dokie neighbor, and does the sickest U-turn you've ever seen. It's done with clean precision. I wish I had seen the brand of the car.
Slow down at the end because he wasn't sure if he was in the curb.
Yeah. So this is
Heights.
Yeah, and that's what Wanda's told the kids is don't go past Ellis Avenue.
So this is
and so
Vision
he's
figuring out why.
right, and so we also know this has to be where that the wall of the hex is that Darcy and everyone are on the other side of. And so he's walking up, and you can see as he approaches it, you can kind of see the flickering of it.
Yeah, the distortion on the horizon.
And so we now also know that he is almost to where these guys are. And Monica gets the text, and she's like, I can get into the hex. And everyone was super pumped because, again, at this point, I think the biggest theory was it was Mr. Fantastic being introduced, which in hindsight would have been just taken everything, like it would have just been excessive and not actually that great other than being great. Oh my god, look at that Marvel character. Like they have enough here to work with.
Oh yeah, especially with all the people that they're bringing back, and like they are introducing new characters as they're going as well.
Yeah. And you know, Monica's like, hey, I can get back in the hex, and Darcy's like, you cannot go back in the hex, and Monica's like, no, I think I can. And Darcy hits her with, I'm looking at your labs, and this is rewriting your DNA on a cellular level, which again, so Darcy here is talking about Monica's DNA being rewritten on cellular level. This is playing into why everyone thinks this is an X-Men launch.
Oh yeah, because you're activating the mutant gene
in her DNA, and we just have the MCU like Pietro here, and everyone is like super excited because I will also say with kind of what's going on, I was also getting like House of M was being set up because this is kind of the events that happen up to House of M in like how Wanda deals with grief, which is what WandaVision's about. And so Monica and Jimmy are going to go try to get into the hex, and they're driving off. But Darcy stays behind because there's one last firewall she has to get through with her insane hacking skills.
Yeah,
and that's enough of them. Let's go back to the town scare.
Yeah, I wish it had been the mutant thing. Just imagine seeing Patrick Stewart roll across screen in the backgrounds of one of these shots.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, we did get Patrick Stewart in Multiverse of Madness, and in Doomsday, I hear we get the majority of the Fox X-Men people back.
Ooh, that's exciting. I can't wait for that.
Like Jean Grey, Cyclops, Patrick Stewart. I've heard Ian McKellen.
The puka shell necklace is crazy.
Man, I was about to use the wrong actor for Wolverine and say Hugh Grant. and then I was about to correct myself, like Hugh Grant, the famous
definitely
Wolverine.
Hugh Laurie, right?
Yeah, it was Hugh Laurie was the second one I was gonna say.
Could you imagine? Like he's hobbling along and then stabs somebody with it.
Okay, so I actually want to see Professor X from both of those because also because I want to see Professor X as Hugh Laurie doing like House, but I also want to see Professor X with Hugh Laurie doing like a bit of Fry and Laurie when he was a comedic actor because he's a great comedic actor.
See, I was picturing Hugh Laurie as House doing Wolverine. Just hobbling around, stabbing people, being like, you don't got anything wrong with you. It's not lupus. It's a puncture wound.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Such a serious moment over here. My god.
Yeah, they're having a serious moment where we're laughing at dumb jokes, and she's here talking about how she felt alone, and he's talking, and her brother's talking to her about the ethical like situation and how he thinks she's doing the best, and I'm over here going, man, What other funny Marvel castings can I do? Why can I not remember the name of any single actor? Who
All
was
right.
the guy that did Nigel Thornberry? Why can't I remember his name? I know his name.
That would be
But my mind's
amazing.
just yelling Jim Carrey at me.
Oh man, I would love to see Jim Carrey in the Marvel
Tim
universe.
Curry.
Oh, Tim
Thank you.
Curry.
Oh my god. All I wanted to say was give me the Tim Curry Magneto with the Hugh Laurie Professor X.
Nah, give me a new Tim Curry as Kang. Just don't acknowledge the transfer over in casting at all. He makes such a great villain. I remember one of the first things I saw him in was a Criminal Minds episode where he played the Prince of Darkness.
I think for me, my first Tim Curry was Muppets Treasure Island,
Oh,
and
that's fair.
it was that followed by Clue. I had some
Oh my
classics.
god,
Oh,
he's so good in Clue.
he was so good in Clue. Oh, and you know who else was good? Paul Bentley in Vision Quest, who's currently seen walking through the static field, right?
He's doing a great job walking. Absolutely a professional. It looks like he's been doing it his whole life.
I do like where when you go to the edge, we now have the CGI effects, and this is I will say this is really cool where he's pushing himself through, and you can see him like start to emerge on the other side, and like bits of his body start getting ripped off and are being flung back in.
Oh my god.
Because here he comes.
Yeah, because he can't exist independently outside of here at this point.
Here's Vision.
Oh,
and
wow.
and Darcy broke through the last firewall and came out in time to see Vision emerging and
Also,
start.
They beat up multiple
Yeah.
guys. It's been like, it's nighttime now. They beat them up in the afternoon. Like, this place is terrible at security.
Also, yeah, I was gonna say, did no one find those guys? I bet they found the bodies and they're like, man, really, Larry, again, asleep on the job?
Oh my god. Oh, another
no,
fist
it's an
fight.
understatement.
Third one this week.
Stop, he's coming apart. Darcy talking about my mental state when I'm having a rough week. So this is great here because we see Billy's power unlock. Because earlier Tommy got super speed like he does, and Billy now has telepathy and weird telekinesis powers like his mom. And this is because Wanda's kids in canon are, I think it's Wiccan and Speed are their names. And so that's also exciting because people are like, oh, they're getting costumes, they're getting powers. We are getting a soft launch maybe of the Young Avengers.
Ooh.
And that will actually continue going because we've got, at this point, we've got Miss Marvel, we've got the young Kate Bishop, we've got like all of these Young Avengers here. We have Scott Lang and Ant-Man's kid, Cassie, is Stature. So like, I do think they're setting up for a Young Avengers film. But God, that's
this is just horrific. I'm definitely listening, but also that makes me think of like The Mummy, where they're peeling apart the guy as he's laying on the ground.
But think about it this way. Her kid
Ooh.
is experiencing both sides of them watching it and probably Vision feeling it
My
as
God.
like a 10-year-old. And then for Pietro to be like, what? They can't kill your dead husband again. And Wanda pretty much hitting with, oh, I can kill my dead brother again, and throwing him through a wall.
Yeah, like also his awareness within the scenario is so strange. Like she's losing more and more control, and more characters are becoming self-aware.
And I love that she uses her magic and freezes this entire scene. Everyone stops moving, and she reaches out to find Vision because she can't lose him.
Yeah.
And so, like, the big explosion comes through her, and we see Monica and Agent Wu driving away. And it's one of my favorite movie tropes of Van driving away from
Natural
rapidly
disaster.
approaching bad thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, you know what the biggest missed opportunity was, since we're already in, like, TV fiction land? I think at the edge, when they're driving away, we should have had some fun trope bits where it, like, becomes a twister for the second. Or, like, a dinosaur, a T-Rex runs out of it. And, like, you're running down, and it's, like,
Wow,
the different
still leave
genres
her
of what
behind.
things you could be driving away from. But I also think they didn't necessarily have the budget to buy the rights to a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
It is crazy to think about, too, just because it is a sphere that's expanding. The order of magnitude on the... Oh, at Hex, you're right. But the expansion of the area is getting larger and larger proportionate to how far it's going out. So...
Man.
Yeah.
Do you think she'll... I'll give a question in a minute, because I love this bit, because Wanda reading the sword agents, calling them all clowns, and turning them into a circus. Red to filth. Go, girl. So the other bit I was going to say is, she's, as you pointed out, since it's expanding in every direction, the Westview anomaly's growing. Do you think it's going to have an effect on her ability to control everything inside when it has that much more area?
Oh, yeah.
Also, where's the nearest town other than this one?
Concerning, how tall is this thing at this point, too? Like, is she taking more airspace, or is it just becoming a progressively flatter thing? Because that looks like a lot of airspace there.
Well, I guess it's kind of, as they sang, how high can the hex grow? If you drone it down, you'll never know.
Oh, that was a good episode, though. What do you think, Mudson?
I thought it was creepy and hilarious, just like me. What are you doing?
The outro with my co-host. What are you doing?
Co-host? And don't you forget it, you ignorant slut! Where and when can they find us next, Judson?
I'm glad you asked, Mudson. New episodes will be released on a weekly basis on a Friday, so make sure you follow, subscribe, and all that, so that you don't miss an episode of your favorite mini masterpieces. If you have a short series you think we should do, drop us a message on the Fandio Facebook page, or comment on the video, or our featured post, just anywhere, just yell it at us. All the shows and episodes will be available to stream on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, and all of the podcast stores.
You can't kick me out of the podcast I started. He can't, but I can! Bye-bye!